Welcome to another episode of North Texas Talks. I'm your host, Scott Ochoa, and today, following up the interview with Grayson County Sheriff Tom Watt, we have the Chief Deputy. You're his chief, you're second in command, that sort of thing.
That is correct, yes sir.
Chief Deputy Tony Bennie from the Grayson County Sheriff's Office. Welcome.
Yes, thanks, sir. Appreciate you.
You have an interesting story. I understand you were a ranger and a superstar in homicide, something like that.
Well, I don't know about that. Yes, sir, I was a ranger.
Okay, well, I heard something like superstar. Maybe not in those exact words. You know, I got to embellish a little bit along the way. But you retired one day and then went to work in the sheriff's office the next day. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I retired from the Texas Department of Public Safety on August 31st and went to work for the sheriff's office September 1st.
What was it like being a ranger? That's got to be exciting. You had a lot of years as a ranger, correct?
It was a great job. I mean, when I went to work for the Department of Public Safety, my dad was a highway patrol, so I kind of followed in his footsteps, and all I ever wanted to do was be a highway patrol. And after I promoted in, or after I hired on with the department, my dad promoted in the Ranger Division. And after watching him and learning a lot of the work that he did, I became very interested in that, and so I decided to pursue the position of Texas Ranger. You're
from here, and then you promoted out?
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, I graduated from Sherman High School in 1980. So I call Sherman home. We moved here when my dad got out of recruit school in '72, and so I grew up here, and so I consider Sherman my home since I spent most of my growing up years here. And I went to work for the department, and when I first got out of recruit school, I was stationed in Kaufman County and came back here as soon as I got an opportunity. And same thing when I promoted to Ranger, I was stationed in Hunt County, and when Johnny Waldrop retired, I transferred back up here and took his position. And then in 2007, I started promoting within the Ranger Division, and you can't promote and stay right where you're at. Each promotion, each level you move up generally requires another move. At least it did for me. And I made lieutenant and went to Tyler, was there for about 4 years. Then I promoted to captain and went to Austin and was in Austin for a year in our headquarters. And then the Company C commander's position, major position, came open out in Lubbock, and I promoted to major and went to Lubbock and took command of Company C. And then, which I love Lubbock. My intentions were to retire out there, but my plans didn't include grandchildren. And my oldest daughter still lives in Bells, and she had our first grandchild. So when the major in Garland retired, I transferred back to Garland and took command of Company B to be closer to home and to my granddaughter. And then, fortunately, whenever Sheriff Watt won the election, he reached out to me and offered me the chief deputy's position. And man, that gave me the opportunity to come back home. And I'm one of those kind of guys that just didn't realize how much I loved Grayson County and the people here until I was gone from it. And it was kind of strange. Every time I'd come back home to visit my daughter, we'd coming in from Lubbock, we'd cross the county line, in Whitesboro, and it was just this sense of peace came across me that I can't explain. And it's the good Lord telling me that this is where I belong. And so when, like I said, when Sheriff called and offered me a position, there was no thought process required. It was time for me to get home.
One of the things Sheriff Watt and I talked about is the key component of successful organizations is having great people, and he was really excited to have you back.
Well, he and I have known each other for over 30 years, and so when he was a patrolman in the city of Sherman, I was a highway patrol here, and there's often times we'd end up at the same scene together. So whether he was backing me up or I was backing him up, so we've known each other for a long time. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for him, and it took a man like Tom Watt to make me leave the Department of Public Safety. So,
well, I'm glad he did. I like your background, your history. I'm glad that you were able to come back and help us in our community. Very thankful for your effort. I love that we have such good people keeping us safe nowadays.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
So thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
for
much.
visiting. Thanks for watching this episode of North Texas Talks, and as always, I'll see you next time.